Right now, beneath your feet, the ground is moving, not shaking, not trembling, spinning. At this very second, you are hurtling through space at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. You don't feel it. You've never felt it, because it's never stopped. This too. Not once. Not in 4.5 billion years. But what if it did? What if right now Earth just stopped? No warning, no slowdown. One moment spinning, the next still. I need you to understand something before we go further. This isn't a story about mild inconvenience. This is a story about the complete and violent restructuring of life on Earth in the first seconds. Let's go. The instant Earth stops, you don't stop with it. This is basic physics. Newton's first law. Objects in motion stay in motion. Earth halts. But everything on Earth, every car, every building, every ocean, every human being keeps moving at 1,600 kilometers per hour eastward. That's faster than a bullet fired from a rifle. In the first second, every unsecured object on the planet becomes a supersonic projectile. People, furniture, vehicles, trees. Everything not bolted to bedrock launches eastward at over Mach 1. The devastation would be unlike anything in recorded history. Worse than any nuclear exchange. Worse than any asteroid impact humans have survived. But that's just the surface. The oceans, all of them carrying 1.335 billion cubic kilometers of water, keep moving too. Mega tsunamis, hundreds of meters tall, erupt from every coastline simultaneously, flooding inland with apocalyptic force. The atmosphere, no longer dragged along by the spinning surface, becomes a global hypercane, a permanent hurricane-force wind tearing across every continent at the same time. In the first 60 seconds, the majority of life on the surface is gone, and we haven't even talked about what happens next. Here's something almost nobody thinks about. Earth is not a perfect sphere. Because it's spinning, the centrifugal force pushes material outward at the equator. Right now, Earth bulges at the equator by about 42 kilometers compared to the poles. You read that right. The Earth is fatter at the middle because it's spinning. The moment it stops, that bulge has no reason to exist anymore. The rock and crust at the equator, which has been held outward by rotation for billions of years, starts to collapse inward. Magnitude 10 plus earthquakes. Volcanic eruptions along every tectonic boundary. The equatorial crust literally sinks and cracks as the planet tries to become a true sphere. And the oceans? Without the equatorial bulge, all that water pooled at the middle, held there by the spin, redistributes toward the poles. The result: two new polar mega-oceans form, one covering the North Pole region, one the South. And a colossal, continuous band of exposed land up to 8 kilometers above current sea level in places emerges at the equator. The map of Earth changes completely. New continents, new oceans, in a different place than they've ever been. Now, here's where it gets philosophically strange. If Earth stops rotating, it doesn't stop orbiting the Sunday. We still go around the sun once per year. But because we're no longer spinning on our own axis, one side of Earth faces the sun for 6 months straight. Then the other side faces it for 6 months of night. Your day is now 1 year long. The side facing the sun? Temperatures climb past 100 degrees Celsius, over 212 degrees Fahrenheit in most regions. The ground bakes. The air superheats. Anything that survived the initial stop is slowly roasted. The side facing away from the sun, it plunges toward minus 900 grad Celsius, minus 948 Fahrenheit. Atmospheric gases start to freeze and fall as snow, Kotzweiss snow, nitrogen frost. But, and this is the part that genuinely surprises people, there would be a narrow ring around the planet, a twilight band, the zone between the burning side and the frozen side. And in that band, temperatures might actually be survivable, not comfortable, not safe, but survivable. A permanent twilight zone, maybe a few hundred kilometers wide, circling the entire Earth like a ribbon. If any complex life survived the initial catastrophe, that ribbon is where it would try to hold on. There is an invisible shield around Earth right now. You can't see it, you can't feel it. Most people never think about it, but without it, you would be dead within years. It's the magnetosphere, Earth's magnetic field generated by the churning of molten iron in our spinning outer core. The key word, spinning. Stop the rotation, and within decades to centuries, that churning slows. The magnetic field weakens, then collapses. And when it does, Earth loses its shield against solar wind. The constant stream of high-energy charged particles blasting out of the sunday. Without the magnetosphere, solar wind begins stripping away the atmosphere. This is exactly what happened to Mars. Mars once had a magnetic field. It lost it. It lost its atmosphere. It lost its oceans. End quote. It became the cold, barren, radiation-blasted rock we know today. Earth, without its spin, would begin Mars's journey. Not in 24 hours, not in a year, but the clock would start ticking the moment rotation stopped. And there is no reversing it. Here's a detail that will genuinely mess with your head. The moon is slowly drifting away from Earth about 3.8 centimeters per year because of tidal friction caused by Earth's rotation. Our spin is what pushes the moon outward. Stop the spin and that outward push disappears. The moon's orbital dynamics shift. It begins a slow, spiraling path that over millions of years could bring it dramatically closer to Earth. Close enough that Earth's gravity eventually tears it apart, crossing what's called the Roche limit, and the moon dissolves into a ring system around Earth. Saturn's rings? That's what happens when a moon gets too close. Earth could one day have rings beautiful, silent, permanent, arcing across the sky with no day or night. A dead planet, wearing the remains of its own moon like a halo. Here's the question scientists actually debate. Could life survive this at all? The surface? Almost certainly not. Not complex life. But deep underground in cave systems, in hydrothermal vents beneath the ocean floor, life that doesn't need sunlight, that feeds on chemical energy from the Earth's interior, might persist. These are called extremophiles, organisms that live in conditions that would kill everything we know. They live in boiling acid, in sub-zero brine, in solid rock. They don't need the Sunday. They don't care about seasons. If Earth stopped rotating, they might be the last survivors. Not humans, not mammals, not insects. Single-celled organisms in the dark, feeding on rock, the last living legacy of a once thriving biosphere. And here's the haunting thought. That's likely what life looked like 3.8 billion years ago on early Earth. We came from them. And if this happened, we'd return to them. Life, resetting to factory settings. Earth's rotation is so fundamental, so constant, that we've never had to think about it. But now you know. That spin is everything. It gives you day and night. It gives you the magnetic field that shields you from the sun's radiation. It holds the oceans at the equator. It keeps the atmosphere moving. It holds the moon at a safe distance. And it spins at exactly the right speed. Not so fast that the centrifugal force tears the surface apart. Not so slow that the days become a furnace and a freezer. We live on a planet that is perfectly tuned, and most of us will never stop to notice it, until we do. If this made you see the ground differently, subscribe, because next week, we're asking, what if Earth was twice as big? Would we even exist? The answer is stranger than you think. I'll see you there.